There's a place on Earth where lightning strikes almost every single night. Not occasionally. Not during storm season. Every night. Up to 300 times an hour for nearly 10 hours straight. In the exact same spot. Year after year, decade after decade, for as long as anyone has kept records. Sailors saw it from miles away, centuries before satellites, before weather forecasts, before science had any explanation at all. They called it a lighthouse that never went out. Because from the ocean, it looked like the sky itself was on fire, flashing without stop, night after night, in the same location like something was trying to send a signal that never stopped repeating. This isn't a rare storm. This is a storm that basically never leaves. And scientists, right now in 2026, are still trying to fully explain why. Now here's the part that's going to hit closer than you expect. Think about something in your life that just keeps happening, a pattern you can't escape. A stress that returns every single night like clockwork, even when everything around it changes. A worry that flashes back into your mind at the exact same moment, over and over, no matter how much time passes. Most things in life come and go. But some things just stay. Relentless. Repeating. Impossible to predict, but somehow always there. That's exactly what this storm does. It's called the Catatumbo lightning, and it happens where the Catatumbo River meets Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela. And unlike every other storm on this planet that forms, moves, and disappears, this one barely moves at all. It camps out, right there, above the same lake, night after night. Some scientists say it's been happening for over 1,000 years, maybe far longer, so why does it stay? Why doesn't it drift away like every other storm system does? What is it about this one exact location that keeps generating lightning on a scale nowhere else on Earth can match? Let's go deeper, because the real answer involves mountains, wind, and a setup so specific it almost feels engineered. Lake Maracaibo sits in a bowl-shaped valley, surrounded by 3 mountain ranges. Warm, humid air rises off the lake, especially at night, and gets trapped by cold air rolling down from the Andes and the Sierra de Parilla mountains. When that warm, moist air collides with the cold mountain air, it creates the perfect recipe for thunderstorms, violent updrafts, ice crystals colliding at high altitude, and massive charge buildup in the clouds. That's the basic science behind lightning anywhere in the world. But here's what makes this place different. The geography almost never lets that setup break. The mountains funnel the wind in a way that recreates the same storm conditions in the same location almost every single night. It's not one storm. It's a storm-making machine built by mountains, wind, and a lake, running on repeat for centuries. At its peak, this single location can produce close to 1.2 million lightning strikes in a year. That's not a typo. One single spot on Earth, generating more lightning activity than almost anywhere else on the planet, consistently, predictably, night after night. But here's the twist that changes everything. For a long time, scientists assumed this phenomenon was basically permanent, guaranteed by geography, untouchable by human activity. But in 2010, something happened that terrified researchers watching this place. The lightning stopped. Completely. For weeks. The sky that had flashed almost every night for centuries went dark. And people started asking a question nobody wanted to ask out loud. Is it possible for something that's lasted over 1,000 years to just end? It turned out a severe drought had dried out the surrounding wetlands, disrupting the delicate balance of humidity and airflow that fuels the storm. The lightning eventually returned. But that pause, those weeks of silence, revealed something unsettling. This phenomenon, something people assumed was untouchable, permanent, almost eternal, was actually fragile. Dependent on rainfall patterns, deforestation levels, and climate shifts that are all changing right now faster than ever before. The storm that seemed impossible to stop could be stopped, quietly, slowly, without anyone fully noticing until it was already happening. And that's the part that should hit you the hardest. Because it's not just about lightning. It's about how easy it is to assume something will always be there simply because it always has been a pattern in your life, a relationship, a habit, a person, a place that's felt permanent for so long you stop imagining it any other way. And then, quietly, without a dramatic ending, without warning, it can just go quiet, and you don't always get to see it coming. The Catatumbo lightning is still flashing tonight, right now, above that same lake, exactly like it has for centuries. Scientists are watching it closely, because in a changing climate, this ancient, endless storm isn't guaranteed to outlast us. Something that felt eternal for 1,000 years is now being tracked, studied, and protected, because for the first time, People are starting to understand that even the most permanent feeling things on Earth can fade if nobody pays attention. So maybe the real lesson isn't just about a storm in Venezuela. Maybe it's a reminder to actually notice the things in our own lives that feel permanent. The people, the routines, the quiet constants. We stop appreciating simply because they've always been there. Because permanence is never actually guaranteed. Not for a storm. Not for anything. If this pulled you in, hit subscribe because there are more phenomena like this hiding across this planet. Patterns that seem eternal until you look closely enough to realize they might not be.